Hey, shalom everyone. This is Amir Tsarfati. I'm live from, it's about 5:47 a.m. here in Philadelphia. I'm about to leave in a couple hours to speak in a conference. Unfortunately, I was up all night. You probably guess why, because if you're following me on Telegram, you know exactly what's going on. For those of you, I'll wait a few seconds and I'll update you up to now what has happened so far. But Israel woke up this morning, 6:30 a.m. Shabbat, the second holiday of Sukkot. Israel woke up to the deadliest terrorist attack in its history, and it's not even over yet. It may not even be over in the next few hours. At 6:30 a.m., Hamas opened fire and began massive barrages of rockets, and at the same time began a very comprehensive attack and infiltration from the ground, the air, and the sea. I'm talking about boats and glides from the air, and hundreds of Palestinian terrorists managed to infiltrate Israeli towns and settlements not too far from Gaza. Dozens of Israelis were killed. Dozens of Israelis were abducted and taken to Gaza immediately. And right now, there is at least 7 Israeli towns and villages that are literally under the control of the Hamas along the border. And there are many families held hostages in their homes by Palestinian terrorists. The Israeli special forces were called up. A major mobilization of Israeli reservists is underway right now. And I'm talking about everyone I know, literally. All are being drafted. The Prime Minister of Israel talked to the nation and said, this is not a military operation, this is a war. Israel is at war right now. And right now, our border is breached completely with Gaza. The Palestinians took over 2 border crossings and destroyed Israeli outposts on our side, killed or abducted Israeli soldiers there, and in some cases killed and abducted the Israeli soldiers there. And over 600 Israelis injured. Again, dozens are dead. We will only understand the magnitude of this thing in maybe 12 to 24 hours, because the fighting is still going on along the border in those Israeli towns and villages. And if you're not following me on Telegram, you probably don't even know what I'm talking about. But on Telegram, you have non-stop videos, footage, and written reports on everything that is going on there. All the bomb shelters in Israel are open right now. We're expecting Hezbollah to join the party. They're not going to let Hamas be the heroes only. And I don't think Hamas would have started this without knowing that others will join. And so we're already at war, but we're on the verge of a much bigger thing that I think that what happened is that Hezbollah is watching to see how Israel is dealing with the situation. And normally in the Middle East, when a terrorist is successful, it inspires other terrorists. When a country is being attacked, it's being perceived as very weak. And at this moment, I think that not only the Arabs believe that Israel is perceived weak, but I think even the Israelis do. There has to be a complete shakedown of the entire Israeli military echelon, from the Minister of Defense to the IDF Chief of Staff to the top generals. All of them must go home. They completely failed, a colossal failure. Right now we are engaged in major battles. I mean, it's hard to even describe what I'm watching. I mean, I'm watching terrorists knocking on doors of homes in a peaceful town. And some of the families thought these are Israeli soldiers. They opened the door and boom, these are terrorists. Terrorists dressed up, full military gear. And there's footage. I don't put the gruesome and terrible footage because you really don't want to see it, but there's footage of Israeli young mom and her 2 babies that are taken, paraded into Gaza. 70-year-old woman from one of the kibbutzim around, taken, paraded into Gaza. Dead Israeli soldiers that their bodies are being abused by the mob, paraded into Gaza. I don't have words to describe what is going on there, because I think most Israelis don't understand where it came from and how in the world such a thing could have happened, and how come our intelligence was not alerting us about this. So I'm not sure what's going on. I know one thing: Hezbollah is watching, the Iranian militias are watching, the Yemenite Houthis are watching, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, they're all watching, and it's only a matter of time until they decide that they want to take a piece of the pie. So I'm just telling you that we need a lot of prayer. We need a lot of prayer. What is going on now in Israel is unimaginable. All the bomb shelters in Israel were open. Tomorrow there will be no schools. Everyone is instructed to stay home. Don't go to work even. This is a state of war. It's not military operation. It's not COVID. It's a war. And it's been a while since we had it. And the last wars, I mean, most of the wars of Israel, you have to understand, were soldiers fighting away from home. They were fighting in Lebanon. We were fighting in the Sinai Peninsula. We were fighting in Gaza. We were fighting in Syria, the Golan Heights. This war is not anywhere around us. It's inside us. This is crazy. Imagine that the U.S. is dealing with Al-Qaeda not in Afghanistan or Pakistan or Iraq, but in the streets of New York City. Now, of course, the 9/11 was an attack, but I'm talking about, can you imagine thousands of Al-Qaeda or ISIS in the streets of New York, knocking on doors, taking over buildings, taking hostage families as hostages. This is unimaginable, okay? And we're watching it right now happening in our own towns on Shabbat during the holidays. So I just want you to know that this is the situation. It's a war. And I will keep you updated. My family is thankfully okay. But it's hard for me to be here. I didn't sleep the whole night, of course. I have to speak in a conference shortly. And it's very hard to be away from the family when something like that happens. So if you could pray for me also for today and tomorrow. I don't know how I'm going to manage to do this, but you know, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. So I'm going to keep you posted, but again, you have to go to Telegram and all the information is there. Videos, footage, in Britain reports. It's all there if you want to stay updated. Please let people know, and if you can pray for Israel like never before. All right? So again, Israel is under major terrorist attack. Dozens of Israelis were killed. Dozens of Israelis were kidnapped, abducted by Hamas terrorists, and paraded into Gaza. A lot of Israeli families are taken hostages in their own houses right now by Palestinian terrorists. Israeli police, special forces, military are right now not fighting in Gaza, but fighting within Israeli villages and towns. Now, of course, the IDF began also an operation in Gaza. It's called Iron Swords. You know, I'm sorry, but too little, too late. Yeah, we're dropping some tons of explosive on some terrorists, but hundreds of them are pouring into Israel right now, uninterruptedly. What we see and what we hear and what we watch and what we read is unimaginable in levels that it's hard for me to even describe. So I'm going to keep you posted, but again, keep praying for Israel. The Lord may the Lord give his people strength. May the Lord bless his people with peace. Psalm 29 verse 11. And keep, declaring that if you can. I'm going to get ready for the conference. I'm not sure how I'm going to function today. I mean, I literally did not sleep. Yeah. So again, I'll keep you posted, and please forward my Telegram to as many people as you can, because honestly, you will not get any of this information elsewhere. All right. Thank you. I love you. God bless you.